What's up, y'all? We are back.
We're back
Again.
It's a twofer Friday.
It is a twofer.
I know you seen us in these outfits.
It's
2
okay.
weeks ago,
You know,
but it's all right. We recorded 2 episodes in one day.
We did. We
'Cause that's
gotta
what you
roll
do.
it out, okay?
And what you do?
We got day jobs, other jobs, taking care of other people's kids.
Taking care of my own kids.
We got stuff to do, so we're gonna keep it rolling. We are so happy to see y'all back with us.
Another Friday. Y'all
Another
spending
Friday.
with the BGE.
Another Friday with the BGE, okay? So, y'all already know, this is one that's going to be a little touchy. You know, we want to make sure, we know it's the holiday season and stuff like that, and while we are all sitting up here happy to be with each other, happy to be with our loved ones and stuff like that, there are some people that may be suffering in silence.
Yeah.
You know, they're with their loved ones, but they are going through some form of abuse. So this, episode is titled...
This relationship is killing me.
Yes.
Abuse within
Relationships.
intimate relationships.
Intimate relationships.
We wanted to specifically talk about intimate relationships because that's something that we both we feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
Because we all know that, there could be abuse within familial
Right. Of course.
relationships.
Right, exactly.
But this one is more home.
It is.
It hits home for us.
It hits home, yeah, for different reasons.
Yeah.
So that's what we wanted to talk about again. We want to just make sure we are hitting all elements. We want to make sure that this is a safe space because we really appreciate the feedback we've been getting. So we just going to hop on into it. So...
All right. So as you all know, there are different types of abuse. You have emotional abuse, psychological abuse, and physical abuse.
Right.
And I just want to give a little definition of what some of these things are. You have emotional abuse. Women'sLaw.org states that emotional abuse is a way to control another person by using emotions to criticize, embarrass, shame, blame, or otherwise manipulate another person.
Right.
Psychological abuse is somewhat of the same thing. We know that it's it includes non-physical behaviors. The abuser controls, isolates, or tries to frighten you.
Right.
So, it's really what makes it psychological abuse so bad is that the person who is the abuser breaks down that person. Breaks down their self-esteem and their self-worth, and they create a psychological dependence on the abuser.
Yeah.
So emotional and psychological abuse
They
go
kind of go hand in hand. Right.
And then you have your physical abuse, and that's
we know
just,
that. Right. Any kind of physical action towards the body,
domestic
whatever.
violence.
Yeah, domestic violence,
Yeah.
plain and simple. Yeah.
I want to give some examples of psychological abuse.
Okay.
He's home. Some of y'all.
It's okay.
We sorry.
We sorry,
We
y'all.
ain't trying to put y'all business in the streets,
No,
but it
not.
happens.
Right, exactly.
Humiliating you in front of others. Like calling you insulting names.
Right,
stupid,
exactly.
disgusting.
Exactly.
Worthless.
Ooh.
Getting angry in a way that frightens you. Threatening to hurt you or people that you care about or your pets. The abuser is actually threatening to harm themselves because of something that you did, because they're upset with you. They want to harm themselves. Deciding things for you, acting jealous, questioning, excessive questioning, changing the subject whenever you get on them.
Right.
Making your needs or feelings seem unimportant or less important than theirs.
Right.
So...
Whew.
Yeah, that's pretty deep, and that kind of just fucked me up a little bit.
Yeah, I understand, and I think too, when you really think about the abuse in relationships, anytime anybody, I feel like we all can say, and it sucks to be honest and open and stuff like that, but I think we all have had a point where either we were the person being abused or the abuser, and sometimes it's so hard because, like you said, especially for the psychological abuse, you tend to feel like it's weird because it's like that person, I think people tend to think nobody else will love them if this person is not in their life. You know what I'm saying? And even we can go even a little bit deeper, you guys, and think about some celebrities and stuff like that you may know that might be in somewhat, I would think, and we're not trying to, pinpoint nobody out, but of course the The celebrity couple of all time, the infamous
Chris Brown and Rihanna.
That was a situation.
And I also feel that situation was one-sided.
But
we only got Chris Brown's part.
Right. I think they were both very abusive to each other. Mm-hmm. They were both young. They were both in love. And I think they weren't mature enough to act on how much they loved each other. And then them being like in the limelight and stuff. What's another couple you got? Tina Turner.
The infamous. The infamous. It's a chest rub for me. Remember in the episode where he was listening to River Deep, Mountain High, he was rubbing his chest?
Like, he literally, I think she got everything from that man. I was horrible.
Y'all, if y'all ever have some free time, go on Amazon and watch the Tina Turner documentary.
Please. It is really good. Yeah, I watched it
amazing.
too.
And it blows my mind that Tina Turner didn't start living her life till she was like 40.
Exactly. Until 40.
And what people don't know is her and Ike didn't just start off as boyfriend and girlfriend. They were really close friends. Like close friends. They had a brotherly, sisterly bond before they became intimate with one another. And actually, Tina Turner's first child was by a saxophonist. I didn't know that.
That's the tea. I saw that too. Steve.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Her first child wasn't with Ike.
I thought it was with Ike.
Me too.
Though.
It was actually with a saxophonist in their band, and then later on, she got with Ike and had 2 kids. I think it was 2. I know he had 2, or maybe it was 1. Because I know he had 2, she had 1, and I think they had one together. Mm-hmm. Maybe. But yeah. It didn't start off abusive.
No. And I think that's kind of sad, but I think that's how most abusive relationships work. It's always with somebody who you have a deeper rooted connection with that's outside of just boyfriend, girlfriend, or marriage. Like you actually do care for them, and then it's almost like they become compulsive and what's the word? The ownership. Yeah. Like you said before, they want to own you and stuff like that. So it's like they find different ways to abuse you, to almost engulf you and take you in and make you want to be theirs.
So I want to share my own personal experience with abuse within a relationship.
Go ahead.
I have been the abuser. I'm not ashamed to say it. I have come very far in my life. I have been the abuser, and I have also been the victim. So in my case, I was emotionally and psychologically abused by an ex, and I covered it up a lot. I downplayed it a lot. He just mean. No, he not mean.
And she said this, right?
I would say it all the time. Yep. He just mean. You know, no. He was abusing me.
He was.
And he had my mind so contorted to I was taking this shit and just throwing it off. And I swear, y'all, this man would today, he'll be like, well,
the same.
He'd be
exactly.
Like, you abuse me just as much as I abuse you. And I'm like, what? That don't even make sense.
Exactly.
Manipulation. Gaslighting.
Yes.
We're going to get into that.
Right, yeah.
When I tell you my issues, you downplay my issues and then try to combat them by saying, oh, well, it wasn't as bad as what you did to me. Abuse is abuse.
It is.
And a lot of the times in our situation, that was me being defensive and trying to defend myself for what he was doing to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. And then I know it's been instances in that relationship and others.
You said that hold on now, sis.
And others. I've had anger issues in the past. And sometimes, you know, I just can't control myself.
Yeah.
You get this backhand. Oh.
We do not condone
domestic
violence. We don't. Okay.
But I have been delivered, and I don't put my hands on men no more because I know men can hit back, and I don't want to get hit back. So
no, baby, because I can't do nothing but call the popo.
But y'all don't fuck with me though.
I might hit some, throw something or something.
Mike Tyson in this bitch.
A bottle.
Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna tell my story. I'm not gonna speak too much on this, but I do want to say that I was not in a romantic or intimate physical abusive relationship. Mine was definitely more emotional than even psychological, I'll say. And the reason why I say mine was more emotional is because I was definitely criticized And I was definitely put to shame and blamed a lot in that relationship. And like Chris said, in her definition and things like that, that's exactly what happened to me. Those specific things: criticized, blamed, and shamed. One thing I know I was criticized about all the time was pretty much like my weight. I have never had an issue growing up with, I've had it in the back of my mind, but I've never had an issue with dating when it comes to what I look like. I've always been able to actively date. It was the little things as far as, oh, so-and-so is smaller than you and you need to work out with this and don't nobody gonna want you because of da-da-da-da-da. Like, it was that. And then it was even, it went to the shame of, you're so emotional. Yeah. Why are you like this? Like, why do you care so much? Everything is not a big deal. You do too much. It's always something with you. And then it's the blaming. When something was done, it was always my fault. Because I wasn't enough of something. You know what I'm saying? And in that type of abuse, it made me feel like I had to stay in that situation because nobody else would want me. Yeah. Because you're pinpointing, you're creating negative situations about myself, and it's like, it's almost like you doing me a favor. It's a fantasy land. Like, you're creating this fantasy that I'm not who I think I am. Right. And anytime you would do something to make yourself feel better, you'll come back and they'll be like, ew, why you choose that outfit? Exactly. Or why you know what I'm saying? Or this not my favorite. I don't think you should have.
Oh boy, you used to do me like this. I remember one time, girl, I just thought I was looking so good. We was out in public. And this man told me, he was like, oh, you sit up here looking like a busted can of biscuits.
And that's so crazy because I know the average male, the average person might think that that's just us being sensitive, but when you really constantly doing it, exactly, when it's past sensitivity, exactly, it becomes abuse because it's everything that I do, everything that I wear is a problem. It's why you stepping out looking like this? Yeah. What kind of attention you think somebody gonna care about you? Think somebody gonna want you looking like this? Oh, girl, low hanging fruit. Motherfucker just tell me all the time, you low hanging fruit. All the time. Yeah, that is all so the time. Sad. No, people don't know. Like, I'm serious. I feel like the majority of my self-esteem issues come from dating, from that relationship in particular, because he made me feel like I wasn't that bitch, and I'm like, I'm that bitch. You thinking that about before you even got. But when I'm with this nigga, he was trying to water you down. Water me down. Water you down. And that's what we know that these things go two ways. So, we're not trying to make it seem like, but of course we're women. So we're speaking and we're women that date men. So of course we're speaking about our, interaction and stuff with men that we dated. Right. Our personal experiences. But I have also had, men, some of my guy friends or whatever, they've been with women who are not emotionally available. And they make it seem like, these guys are needy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you asking for too much. Oh, you don't need to do this, blah, blah, or you are not where you should be. And that's some of the time stuff like that is abuse, because it's like, if this person has had a lot of issues with life, and it's things that he could not control. Yeah. To beat somebody down that is already down and you just use them because you can't get nothing else is horrible, ladies. I don't care. Like, we calling y'all out too. If you don't have nothing or don't want nothing for this certain man or whatever, just because he's interested in you, if he's at a low point in life, don't just use him to make yourself feel better. Like a piece of tissue. Like, you wipe your ass, throw it away. Don't do that. That's not cute. That's not cute. But yeah, these are our stories.
When did you learn to let go?
With the relationships I've had, sadly, I think the only time I learned to let go is when I literally had no feeling left. And sad to say, I literally had to become numb. Yeah. Like, the words didn't bother me no more, the phrases, the cycle. Like, I felt absolutely nothing. And when I stopped feeling, I felt like I was dead inside. Yeah. It's like, it's no point in me continuing to be here. I don't even feel anything no more. And if you're going to keep talking, I might as well just not. If you're going to keep doing these things and then I'm the blame and you're not taking no accountability, I might as well just not. Yeah. And even then, when you leave, it's always the psychological abuse.
Or the popping up at your house.
The popping up at your house.
It's the I love you. Y'all, I just got a phone call. a week ago, and the phone call was from an ex, this same ex that I'm talking about.
Yeah, okay.
And he was like, I'm sorry for all the hurt that I've caused you. And I'm like, wait a minute. I appreciate you coming in. Maybe this was therapy for you.
Right. But exactly.
It's over. I can't do this.
Because you can accept an apology and understand that the relationship is over because for your sanity. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you're not finna use me to make yourself feel better just because you done apologize, and now you think because you finally apologized.
At the end of the conversation, he was like, you still gonna have my baby?
What? Oh, that's psychological as hell. That man was literally mind fucking you.
He was like, you still gonna have my baby? And I was like, nigga, get the fuck off my line, my guy. I was like, hell no, I'm not gonna do this with you. He was like, oh, so I guess you happy where you at? Blah. Get off my fucking line, my guy. Get off my line.
Because that means everything that you said in the beginning was
it don't mean a goddamn thing because you're still on that emotional and psychological manipulative bullshit. And I'm sick and tired of it.
Okay, but yeah, that's really how it is. And I think, like you, when you see stuff like that, the manipulation, nothing stops. At some point, you gotta just love yourself enough to be like, this relationship ain't finna kill me, bro. Like, I gotta get the fuck
out of here because you not gonna change.
You not. You are sincerely not, and it's so sad that we all, again, men and women, have to go through some kind. Because you got some women that don't want men to go. You got some women, and we can say this is kind of somewhat of abuse. We could talk about the abuse that some men go through with baby mamas.
Yes, that's psychological. That's psychological abuse, and they holding that baby over their head. That's abuse. Because relationships don't always have to be intimate. It could be a co-parenting relationship.
Exactly.
I ain't even gonna say that.
But I know that's something that men go through. You know, you can sit up here and you can be the world's greatest dad, and just because you're not with your baby mama or something like that, she see you moving on and you happy, and she might not even want you.
And not just that, she can sow that seed of bitterness into that child.
Yes.
Too.
And now the child don't like you for reasons unbeknownst to you, and you just like, well, babe, like, what?
Yeah.
That's abuse.
I wanted to talk about some numbers before we got out of here. I wanted to mention it early, but I got
I understand,
sidetracked.
I understand.
But hold on, y'all. I gotta make sure I'm going where I got it from. All right. So this is from the National Domestic Violence Hotline.
Yes.
And these numbers are that nearly 3 in 10 women, that's 29%, and 1 in 10 men, that's 10%, in the United States have experienced rape, physical violence, and or stalking by a partner, and reported it having a related impact on their functioning.
Oh, wow.
Day-to-day functioning, okay? You have just under 15% of women, 14.8%, and 4% of men in the U.S. have been injured as a result of an intimate partner violence that included rape, physical violence, and or stalking by an intimate partner. And then lastly, almost half of all women and men in the United States have experienced psychological aggression by an intimate partner in their lifetime.
That's so deep to me, because I feel, again, when you look at the statistics of these things, and that's why we want to sit up here on this show and make sure if we talk about anything that's heavy like this, we want to come to you with concrete facts and where we got it from, in case you guys want to do any further research and stuff like that. But it's so many people out here, y'all,
who are suffering in silence.
Who are suffering in silence. And we know it's the holidays. We know some people, it's okay for you to just leave. It's okay for you to go, because at some point you have to look out for yourself and things like that. What was it? Even when you get these numbers, I think one thing, even if you don't know, because a lot of people don't know that they're being abused.
Yeah.
They don't know it until they friends sit up here or somebody around them, brings it up or brings it to the light. You said that you wanted to tap in on the definition of gaslighting.
Yes. Oh my gosh, gaslighting. It's a fairly new term.
Right. It is. Yeah.
NBC News described it as a specific type of manipulation where the manipulator is trying to get someone else or a group of people to question their own reality, memory, or perceptions. And I'll give you an example of another ex who I hadn't heard from, but mind you, now me and this guy, we were on and off for about 6 years.
Okay.
And he knew that at one point he had an emotional hold on me. Now, I hadn't talked to him for a while, but he ended up coming back into my life, and he would ask me questions like stupid shit, like, if I asked you to move to Dallas with me, would you do it?
Girl, that's for real gaslight. That's literally throwing you a bone and seeing what you gonna do with it. If you still stupid, basically.
No.
Are you still gonna fall for this?
Yeah.
I know you say you over me. I know you say you're not trying to be abused. But
I'm gonna come in here and shake some shit up.
And that person might not even give a shit. They might not even care for you or want you anymore.
Yeah.
On a situation like that. So, and that's crazy. I know we talk about exes and we talk about friends who have dealt with things, but I would like to know, if we're being honest, I know we've talked about, you being the abuser. So you feel like you have been the villain.
Oh, hell yeah. I've been the villain
in somebody's story.
Yeah, I have been the villain in a couple motherfuckers' stories. But see, that's just me, though.
Yeah, you been
And I can say that now because I'm past that. I'm somewhere past that.
Look, you gotta look at the slow-mo. Zoom in on that.
Slow and steady wins the race. I am changing by the day. But okay, Effie. We love Dream Girls. But yeah, I have been the villain in the story, and I'll say this. I'll say why. Because for the first time in my life, I had the upper hand, and I used it to my advantage because I never had it. I've always been the underdog in a relationship, and for the first time in my life, I had the upper hand. I was. What Barbie? And I ain't gonna say it no more. Put some respect on my name.
Girl,
that was me. But yeah, I'm not that person anymore.
Okay. That's good though. I know.
Come a long way.
As far as me being the villain in someone's story, I have an issue, and I'm just gonna be completely honest. I think that somewhat I can emotionally abuse guys that I have never dated before, but I know they're interested in me. And I completely apologize to any male out there that has tried to holler at me, and I have almost gaslighted you in a sense, or made you feel something when I felt nothing at all. I had to come to realization with that, because it's like, sis, you mad because people not giving you real emotional love, but you out here playing with these men,
playing with their head,
and playing with their head, and don't care nothing for them. That is gaslight. That is abuse. Emotional abuse to get whatever I want from them, however I want, and it's wrong. And I'm working on that now, especially now that I'm, being single and dating and stuff like that. I want to be very transparent. And try not to ghost people and let them know straight up.
Yeah, and not conform to our old ways, because we're not trying to hit nobody in the head with a vase. Or or
whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or they phone.
I got them phones.
I am too changing. We don't do domestic violence no more.
Okay.
That was self-defense. Ooh, don't cancel us. We see this is a serious topic, but yeah, okay.
Look, I'm like, bitch, no the fucking
That man, let me tell y'all something. I've been through a lot, damn it.
Okay, shit. And we done made it to the other side. We can sit here and talk about it, so don't judge us.
Right. So while we making jokes and making light of a heavy topic, we did really want to come and bring these things to light. So y'all know, in this holiday season, while everybody is out on the forefront being happy and smiling and stuff with their family, if you or a loved one or a friend that you know is suffering from any type of relational abuse, please feel free to reach out. We got some numbers for y'all.
Yes, the National Domestic Violence Hotline. You can call 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-7233.
Yes.
You can chat live on the hotline.org, or you can text START, START, to 88788. If you're suffering, you don't have to suffer alone. It's help out there, y'all.
Right, it is.
For real.
So y'all make sure that y'all go ahead and do this. We are going to make a toast to end this episode off to loving ourselves enough to let go,
being better people than who we were,
and never doing domestic violence again. Thank y'all so much. We're gonna see y'all later. We're gonna put another episode. These hands, they don't move.
No more. Okay. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all.